Okay, now we're going to look at absolute value. And to start out with absolute value, I just want to show a number line to help illustrate the point of what absolute value actually means. Okay, for example, you have a number line. Here's 0, and here's -4, and here's 5. Now, if you want to know the distance between 0 and -4 in absolute value terms, this is how many points it's from 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see that as an absolute value. It's a negative number still to show the direction. It's to the left of 0. And the same thing with 5. It's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from 0. Okay? So if I had a 4, the distance from 0 to here is the same as the distance from 0 to here. They're both 4 units away from 0. This is negative, that's positive. There's a difference between them. But as far as absolute value, so basically the absolute value of 4, this is how you define absolute value, is equal to the absolute value of -4, which we just showed here on the graph. The distance here is the same as the distance here. Okay? The next thing, if we look at the absolute value, is how do you do addition of absolute value of addition, okay, or addition / subtraction here. Okay, for example, you look at this point here, -4, and a point 5. Now, if you want to know the distance between those two, it's going to be in absolute value terms. I mean, if you say, okay, I'll add 5 and -4 and I get -1, that doesn't tell you how far you went to go from here to here. So basically, you look at the distance in absolute terms, going from -4, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 9 units. Okay, that's the same thing as taking the absolute value here of the addition of it. Absolute value of -4 plus, plus 5. Let me get that right. Take the absolute value of this. That's 4 plus 5 is equal to 9. Now, what I did show next is if you did an absolute value of addition or subtraction, which is a little bit different. Okay, so given the number line explanations, what I tried to show here was basically absolute value of 4 is equal to absolute value of -4, and in order to find your distance here, absolute value of -4 plus 5 will give you your distance apart. Okay, so that's the beginning of absolute value. The next thing here is we get a little more complicated. Is okay, we have absolute value of, say, -5 plus 10. Okay. Well, since this is within the absolute value, you do the work as what's inside here first. So this is going to be equal to the absolute value -5 and 10 is going to give you 5. Absolute value of 5 is equal to 5. Okay. Now, for example, say that that's not any different than normal addition, right? Okay. Well, let's just change this a little bit here. Let's take 5 minus 10. Okay. Changing the sign. And you go, okay, 5 minus 10. Take the bigger value, which is 10. Do the difference, which is 5. So it's the absolute value of the difference, which is 5. This is bigger, it's minus, therefore your sign is minus there. Next thing is, take the absolute value of that, it's still 5. And what that really is saying is, what is the difference? Where do you find your what's the best way of saying? Okay, so let's just do a graph here. So you're way over here. Let's see. -5 is right here. And say 10 is way over here. Okay? And what we just did is 10 and -5, absolute value, is 5, which is right here. And it doesn't really tell you much, to be honest. All it's telling you is it's telling you is taking 5 away from 10 gets you over to here, is what that does here on the number line. Okay, that's what it actually tells you in absolute terms here. And it tells you, what you have there. Now, if you have minus 10, which is say way over here, you can see this, and you got 5. Okay, you take 5 away from minus 10, you're going to be at minus 5, but the distance you still traveled is 5 in absolute terms. From here to here was 5, here to here is 5. That's all we're showing here with absolute values. Okay, that's probably a good starting point.